Between the Silver Sea and the Sea of Serpents lies the land of Deltora, a land of magic protected by 7 powerful gems, and 7 tribes that each gem represents. In the south of Deltora lies the capital city of Del. Within the city, the magical artifact that protects the land lies. The belt of Deltora holds each gem in place around the waist of Deltora's king. But shadows creep from the north and invade the land. The belt is broken. The gems are lost. The king beaten. The Shadow Lord won. Come on and follow the quest of Leaf, Barda, and Jasmine as they save Deltora. With your hosts, Darren the Monster Lover and Pete the Hateful. This is the Pod of Deltora.
Are we ready?
Yeah, I forgot something. We forgot something in the last book.
What did we forget?
We forgot about Dane.
Was that in the last book?
Yeah, he shows up in. He was the one serving the drinks at the.
Oh
bar.
yeah. Well, he's not really that important yet.
Like he's. I was saying we still need to mention it because it seems like we forget like one little thing.
Yeah. He does crop up again.
Yeah, but.
But
you're excited about this one.
Yes, it's the best book of the entire Deltora. Yes, everything.
This is your favorite.
This is my favorite one.
Yeah, so we head to Dread Mountain. And this one, I actually went back and re-listened to this one yesterday. But welcome back to the Pod of Deltora. I am here at the Monster Lover, and I am with my ever hateful host.
He's faithful.
Hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We were stuck working.
As always.
If anybody listens to our other podcast, 15 Minutes in Hell. So, yeah, we took a little break from last week.
A little holiday break.
Yeah, a little holiday. One break hiatus. We are actually...
We are joined by my 2 dogs. So
yeah, Bo the fatty and
Bo the thick.
Bo the thick, and Bella the idiot.
She's not the brightest, but
yeah. So Bo, leave me alone. Love you too.
He just wants attention.
He just wants attention.
Well, Bo kind of ties in with the 5th book.
Yes, he does.
Because this is the first appearance of the kin, who are kind of like wiener dogs with pouches,
they
like
are
kangaroos,
wiener dragons,
and wings.
So the book starts off. Okay, so actually, in the beginning of the 5th book, actually gives us a timeline of how long they've been on the road. So after like the beginning of this book, it has been 3 months.
Yeah, you do get some like frame of reference for how long things have been going on.
Yeah, so I want to say it takes almost, by the time we're done with the quest, I want to say it takes at least about maybe 3/4 of a year. 3/4 to a year to...
Yeah, I want to say maybe, what, about a year-ish.
Yeah.
To when it's all said and done.
Yeah, so they're just leaving the shifting, like at the beginning of the book, they just left the shifting sands. They're heading towards Dread Mountain, and they decide to stop at a little pond that they've discovered called the Dreaming Spring.
And Jasmine is kind of at unease because none of these trees talk to her. And we find out why none of these trees talk to her.
So, and there's a warning at the Dream Spring, basically saying, like, if you're all nice and kind, you got nothing to worry about. Evil, beware.
Yeah, you're a jerk.
Yeah, so they end up going, like, taking a drink of the Dream Spring and passing out. And and Leaf ends up waking up and ends up seeing a this little creature. And apparently, he has had a toy of the Prin since he was a little boy,
Yeah.
and it kind of woke up his little childhood heart. It's like a friend. It's like
because
these
it's a
things-
juvenile kin.
Yeah, and the kin are
They're weird. They're weirder than the Mudlets.
Because, like
because
the picture. If you get the picture up, they legit look like flying wiener dogs.
yes, but they have pouches like kangaroos that they carry their young in.
But they are described as dragons in the
Well,
they get mistaken for dragons.
they get mistaken for dragons since there's no frame of reference right now for dragons. So yeah, in my mind when I'm reading the books, anytime the kin show up, it's a winged wiener dog, and that's just too weird for me. So in my head, they kind of all look like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
That
Unless you've seen the anime, and then it gives you a different kind of a more rounded dragon. It's like how I picture it. It reminds me of Dragonite from Pokemon.
But I mean, because I love Emily Rada and the world she's created, but man,
The guy who drew the pictures. And
well,
stuff.
I mean, I imagine he talked to her and was like,
Yeah.
"What do they look like?" And she's like, "The winged wiener dog." Oh, okay, I'll try. I'll try.
I'll do
Here
my
you
best.
go.
I'll do my best.
It's just so weird.
So they end up going to sleep. Leaf and them, everybody starts having dreams about everybody. Leaf,
Yes, because the properties of the Dreaming Spring is when you drink it and then go to sleep, you can then
the last thing you were thinking about. Was what
you
dreamed
can you
about.
can observe, you can see them.
Yeah. So Leaf ends up seeing his house and sees it.
Is this when he sees his dad?
No, that's the next time.
This is the next time. Okay.
Yeah, next time he does it. So basically, he sees his place is completely devastated, and the mark of the Shadow Lords on it.
Yeah, that's right.
Leaf ends up waking up, wakes up completely freaking out, and then ends up seeing Prin, who is the little one of the kin,
the youngest of the kin.
Yeah, because the kin have been kicked off Dread Mountain
by the Dread Gnomes.
For years
with their poison-tipped arrows.
Yes, for years, and because they use them as warm, as coats, material, food, and other stuff.
Yeah.
So he ends up playing around with Prin, trying to play hide and seek, but then suddenly the Shadow Gods show up.
The Grey Guards show up.
Yeah, the Grey Guards show up.
They capture Prin, don't they?
Yeah. So the funny thing is, also, these are the Khan Pod. And the Khan Pod was also the same group of Grey Guards that captured them in the Shifting Sands, and that were chasing them.
Yeah.
So this is the other part of it. And the funny thing is, the Khan Pod actually shows up in the second series.
When? Oh, they're in the trash heap, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Because you come to find out that Grey Guards are literally just grown in vats, like pods. And then when there's no more use to them, they're just discarded into a trash heap.
And they are sentient the whole time.
Yes, and they are still loyal to the Shadow Lord.
Yeah.
Even though they're laying in a garbage heap, and it's just like a torso and a head and an arm. They're the Shadow Lord will reward me for capturing you. I'm like, he doesn't care. They're like Trump supporters.
Yeah.
Rid of you.
Oh. Quit biting my shoe.
Avid devotion to a being who could care less if you live or die.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm wrong. But anyways, enough for politics. Let's go.
Shadow Lord, make Deltora great again.
That's going to be the fourth series. He's going to run for president of Deltora. Make Deltora great again.
So after Leaf Leaf ends up playing with Prin, gets captured by Grey Guards, and the Grey Guards decide, you know what, I'm thirsty, and they decide to drink out of the.
But they
fountain.
are evil Grey Guards.
Yeah.
So
they end up getting turned into the trees.
yes, and that's when you find out that all the trees that don't talk to Jasmine used to be people. They were evil people that drank, and now they're
Evil trees.
they're evil dead trees.
And so after they see that, that's it. After, wait, leave me alone. I want you. So after the kin end up seeing that, Leaf and them went out of their way to save Friend.
Yeah.
They reveal themselves that this is not a giant bunch of rocks. They uncurl and show their true.
They're the kin.
Yeah.
And then what the kin tell them, how they've been kicked off Dread Mountain, and they long to go back. That they drink the Dreaming Spring and the dream of Dread Mountain.
Yeah.
And the Bulong trees, where they eat these inedible briars that come off the trees, but it's delicious to them. It's a delicacy to the kin.
Yeah. So it gets so. Also around this time, they decide, okay, then we have a quest here. We need to get to Dread Mountain. Are you willing to help us? If I'm not, let's see. I'm trying to think. The Vrowl. Does the Vrowl show up before or after this? Because
no. This is the Vrowl shows up because remember the kin are they put them in their pouches and the kin fly them as close as they can.
Yeah.
To Dread Mountain. They're dodging Dread Gnome's arrows left and right and everything, and they set them down in a place that's been overgrown by Bulong trees.
Yeah. Kin's Rest. That's
Kin's
what it
Rest.
was.
Yeah.
Yes. So, after they get the Kin's Rest, they start looking around, and they discover an old cave.
Yes, and this is where you get some more backstory about Doom of the Hills.
So they end up finding a grave mark and they say here lies Doom of the Hills, an old friend.
Yeah, and in the cave it looks like somebody had lived there for a little bit, and so they're kind of confused.
What's going on here?
We've met Doom of the Hills, and this is the grave for Doom of the Hills. Something's not right, and then they start kind of they're wondering Doom from the Shadowlands, is
it's
an agent of the Shadow Lord.
Yeah, they start thinking if he's an agent of the Shadow Lord more than anything else. So they end up they stay there for a few days to relax and all that.
Yeah,
and then
they go to Dread Mountain.
No, then the Vrowl shows up and attacks, which is the first time we actually see a Vrowl.
Yeah,
which is kind of you stop. Beat you. I'm afraid to beat you online. So
he's talking to my puppy.
I'm dealing with his own.
She's an aggressive.
An aggressive lover.
Yeah, she wants attention, but she wants to bite you when she does it.
Yeah. So they end up finding the Vrowl and a few Grey Guards because they're trying to escape, and it actually. What I thought was cool about this, because we actually see the Vrowl's point of view throughout this fight of how it's intelligent. Because the Vrowl is described as having kind of hooved feet, lizard-like.
Yeah, it's humanoid. It's
it has
bipedal.
Gigantic claws.
It's huge claws. It's
you can't really see it. It has eyes, but it's underneath. It's kind of shield-like scales. And it has huge, gaping, toothy maw.
Yeah. The fact that it had hooves always kind of threw me off as what? Because it's otherwise reptilian.
Yeah. But it is a genius when it comes to fighting and hunting and killing. Because there's a point the only reason that they were able to beat the first time was because of Prin threw something in its eyes, some purple sap
from the Bulong tree. Yeah.
Yeah, from the Bulong.
Now, when